Hey everybody, Axel Gumbel here with the Mayo Clinic News Center, and joining us today is Mr. Anthony Brown. Hey Anthony.
Hi Axel, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
And tell us quick, you are, what are you doing at Mayo?
I'm a desk supervisor for the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. I supervise about 30 desk operations specialists.
And that's in Rochester, right?
It is in Rochester, yes, in the
All right.
Eisenberg building.
Well, I want to tell our viewers why we invited you to the program here. We got this nice little email from Dr. Trinidad on your team, right?
Correct.
And here's what she told us. She says, please look at the Papa Duck show on the video exchange. Search term, Papa Duck. It is an awesome show highlighting the creative and excellent work by our OBGYN desk supervisor, Anthony Brown. So I got this email from my boss, and I said, I got to look into this. So I searched for Papa Duck show on the video exchange. I was not sure what to expect. And here is you with this show called the Papa Duck Show. So tell us all about it. What is it? How did it get started?
The main reason I started the show is obviously with the current social distancing we have to practice, especially at work. So I was trying to come up with a way to communicate with my staff on a more regular basis. And I'll just be honest, I hate typing long emails. My staff hate reading long emails. They get enough emails as it is. And I do have a little bit of a background in video editing. Okay, welcome to the Papa Duck Show for July 31st, 2020. Let's talk about all the news that's fit to talk about in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology desk.
You're pretty much pulling this off as almost like a news show, right? You're sitting there and you're reading off the latest news and information that your team needs to know. But you're also putting in a fair amount of creativity there. So many of your segments start out with a little bit of humor. We kind of get to know you on a personal level too.
Yeah, you do. And there's a very specific reason I use humor. First of all, I've always had the philosophy that we can have fun and enjoy work and yet still stay extremely professional and deliver a high level of patient experience. And in some cases, the humor actually helps in that patient experience. So I've always tried to inject a little bit of fun in everything I do. I'm not a very square, stiff, this is what we do and we don't have any fun. But the reason I decided to add it into the show is if you put a little humor into it, people tend to want to watch it more.
But some of you don't know, and my REI DOS found out this week just how good of a Pee Wee Herman impression I do, which was kind of funny. So I've decided to tell you a dad joke as Pee Wee Herman. Why can't ants get COVID-19? Because they have little antibodies.
So you must be a Pee Wee Herman fan here, I see.
A little bit.
You want to give us another taste?
I don't know what you're talking about, Axel.
I don't know who he is.
I love it. Talk about your skateboarding real quick. That's some skill to record yourself. You have quite the setup there. You recall I asked you initially are you doing this in front of a green screen, and you're not.
No, I'm actually on my skateboard on the way into work. And the funny thing about this show, it's kind of the combination of all my passions and skills into one little show. But last year I looked into getting an electric skateboard to get to work because I don't live that far. I don't live far enough away to drive. So I looked into just getting one for transportation to work, and it worked great. And the recording part, everybody gives me a lot of credit for, hey, it must be really hard to do all that. It's basically, I'm just holding a GoPro at the end of a stick. So there's not much to that part of it. It's just, keeping your balance is the hard part.
Speaking of keeping your balance, that reminds me of one skateboarding joke that I happen to know. What is the hardest thing in skateboarding?
I don't know.
Concrete?
This is true.
Oh, there you go. Yes, we saw that cast in a few of your shows. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it wasn't one of my skateboards. I have another little toy called a one wheel, and yeah, I fell off of it. Broke my wrist.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're well, Anthony. On a serious note, did you worry at all about how staff would receive this? It's a little bit out there, lots of fun and humor, but also, you're conveying some serious stuff that your team needs to know. Any thoughts about how your team would react to this?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it was a huge concern of mine. I really wanted to make sure I was getting them the message in a way they would understand and want to see and retain the information.
And how has the response been so far? We know Dr. Trinidad loved it, so.
It's been a little overwhelming. In fact, first of all, my direct staff absolutely love it, to the point now I've got people who maybe happen to be here early, or the first thing they do when they log in is go tune in and watch the show. They can't wait to see it. And the nursing staff, they love it. They want to see it every week. Some of my administrators, and then now I've made it to the news center, so I think it's going to explode.
You have this particular segment that allows or invites your team to let you know if they have praise for colleagues. Talk about that, and you have a very unique name for it too.
Yeah, it's called the Yo Antony button. So somebody gets a Yo Antony, that's literally just a shout out of somebody who's seen somebody else done something cool or interesting, help a patient, help out another staff member.
All right, Yo Antony's my favorite part of the show. I love when I get these, and this week I got a lot of them. First, we had one sent in from Christine in OB to Sarah, who is also in OB. Sarah went above and beyond by doing a little act of sweet kindness for a new daddy who was thrilled to be having a son. Her act of kindness made his day. The couple were appreciative, and they left their appointment with a smile. Love it when we do these little acts of kindness. I've said for years that the smallest things can have the biggest impact on patients, and that's an example of it.
This I actually created right when I became the supervisor in this department, because supervisors, we always hear when things go wrong and the bad things, what we need to fix. I really wanted to put a venue out there for people to let us know the cool stuff that's happened, the good things. And Antony, as my nickname, has been for years. And this is just kind of a shout of like, yo, Antony, this person did something really cool.
Anthony, seeing this segment and the positivity that's coming out of it and really the whole show, the way you pull it off, would you say that this type of communication has helped your team with job satisfaction and your own too?
Definitely, especially my own. The reception I've gotten to this has been fantastic, but more importantly, the fact that I'm able to get the messages out there and they're seeing it every week and remembering and wanting to be informed on this stuff has really been good.
What sort of advice would you have for other folks who are looking to find new ways to connect with their teams, big or small? Because right now we just can't.
That's the hardest part right now, is how do we stay in touch with the teams when we can't really get together? We're already being inundated with emails, so just to add another one doesn't seem like a good answer. I would encourage them to look to whatever strengths they have. Everybody has a little bit of a creative side. It doesn't have to be anything that fancy. You don't have to look at it and say, well, I'm never going to be as creative as Antony, and I shouldn't even try it. You should absolutely try it. Do what works for you, or do what speaks to your passions and your strength, other than just the old standard in the box. We have to meet in the same room and we have to have minutes and that thing.
Of course, we did mention your show is called The Papa Duck Show. What is that all about?
This actually goes way back in my life before I ever started at Mayo. It was a wall hanging that my mother cross-stitched and gave to me many years ago. So the saying goes like this: be like a duck. Above the surface, look calm, cool, and unruffled. Below the surface, paddle like crazy. When you're in front of the patient, inside you might just be going nuts because you have no idea how to handle the question you're getting, or you don't know where to go. But to the patient, you are calm, cool, and unruffled, and you can handle any situation. But inside, you're just paddling like crazy. It really came to the forefront with COVID, though. Things got so crazy, so fast, and changed hourly, if not daily, that I really enforced that, or I kept that message in front of my DOS. Don't worry, we will get through this. We're going to be like a duck. We will figure it out. In return, they started calling me Papa Duck, and it was something my staff came up with. They bought me duck socks. I have duck wall hangings now, and I'm just Papa Duck. And that just naturally led into, when I started to make this video, I said, you know what? I'm going to do the Papa Duck Show.
There you go. I love it. That is awesome. Well, Anthony, it certainly sounds like you have found a unique way to make the most out of a situation that no one saw coming, right? In this time where we just can't interact in ways that we have been. And this is great. So thanks for sharing about this project, and good luck with all the future shows. Appreciate your time, and wouldn't be surprised if this spreads around a little more.
Probably so. Thanks, Axel.
All right. Thanks, Anthony. Take care.
You too.